Black History program that we're going to do on today. And again, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're so honored that you chose the House of Refuge to come to today. Amen. Give yourselves a hand. Amen. Amen. So right now we're going to have Sister Axon come. Amen. To our front. Amen.
Good morning. My name is Private Katia Williams. I am, and I was, the first female black soldier in the U.S. military. My mother was a slave. My father was a free man. And when the Union came to the Johnson plantation, that automatically threw us into service, automatically threw me to be in the military. I was a cook, I was a washwoman. But at the age of 17, I decided to join the military. Didn't know how to read and write, so I wrote my name backwards. Instead of putting Katia Williams, I put Williams Katia. And because they did not do medical exams back then, they thought I was a man. But you know what? I was the one and only and first black buffalo soldier in the United States Army. My record is still on high there today. But I wasn't the only one. Let me introduce you to two other phenomenal women in the United States Army. Meet Command Sergeant Major Mildred Kelly. Sergeant Mildred Kelly was the first Command Sergeant Major at Aberdeen Military Installation. She was the first black woman to ever hold that post in the United States Army. But you know what? Our DNA defines us with the ability to accomplish and achieve great things, for we are great. Now let me introduce you to Brigadier General Johnson Brown. She was the first black female brigadier general in the United States Army. She started out as a nurse at the Harlem Hospital. But in 1955, when President Truman ended segregation in the military, she decided to join the Army. Because of her accomplishments, because of her ability to multitask, she was promoted to Brigadier General over the nurses, where she was in charge of 7,000 women to train for the Vietnam War. Today, she still holds that position as the highest black woman to ever hold a position in the United States Army. Today, Today, we're here to salute the women of this great church. Sister Angela Bradley, Sister Kim Baker, Sister Sarah Cardwell, Sister Patty Smalls. We salute you for your service in the military, and you, the great women of this church who stand on the front line praying and giving service to God. Your medal hasn't come yet, But keep working. Keep working in his army, and you will hear him tell you, well done, that good and faithful servant. In the army now, we're in the army now. We won't give up, we won't give up. We're in the army now. We're in the army now. We won't give up, we won't give up. We're in the army now. We're in the army now. We won't give up, we won't give up. We're in the army now. We're in the army now. We won't give up, we won't give up. We're in the army now.
Come on, give Sister Axon. Amen. A hand praise. Amen. Our young people are coming at this time. At this time, I have Kalani Paris Haynes, and she is going to tell us about Ruby Bridges.
Hello, my name is Kaylani Paris Haynes, and I'm going to tell you about Ruby Bridges. Ruby Bridges was the first African-American girl to go to an all-white school.
Thank you. Y'all give Kalani a hand. Amen. Marcia Gibbs. Marcia Gibbs is Alice Coachman. Alice Coachman was the first black woman from any country to win an Olympic gold medal. Growing up in the segregated South, she overcame discrimination and unequal access to inspire generations of other black athletes to reach for their athletic goals. She was also the only American woman to win a gold medal at the 1948 Olympic Games. Cortez Gibbs is Jesse Owens. His real first name wasn't Jesse. The future track star was born James Cleveland Owens. He was nicknamed JC by his family. After moving from his native Alabama to Ohio at age 9, JC told his new teacher his name on the first day of school, but the teacher misunderstood him. With his southern accent, she thought he said Jesse instead of his initials JC. Owens was too shy to correct the teacher, so he went by Jesse from then on. He was a gifted sprinter, relay racer, and long jumper. Jesse Owens is best known for winning 4 gold medals in track and field in the 1936 Summer Olympics in Berlin. Amen. Ishmael Simmons is James Hemings. James Hemings is known for being the creator of good old baked mac and cheese. He was a chef trained in Paris, but he was actually born into slavery. Hemings was the property of Jefferson from his sister Sally, who gave birth to many of the former U.S. president's children. So he was a slave for President Jefferson. He was actually biracial. James would become Jefferson's property starting from the age of 8 years old. During the Revolutionary War, Thomas Jefferson went to France and took James Hemings with him. That's where Hemings learned about the noodle macaroni. But what he brought back was the souped up version that we know of as good old baked in the oven. Come on now. Macaroni and cheese. Come on, with a nice crisp top. He ended up gaining his freedom. Amen. He ended up becoming a free man. But he is known for mac and cheese. And from that, every time someone came to the White House during that time, they asked for baked mac and cheese. Amen. James Heming. The Houston family, they are representing the McKissicks. The McKissicks are a generation of architects. The first McKissick was a bricklayer. He was a slave, a bricklayer, construction worker, and he passed the skill down to his family. His sons, Moses and Calvin, became the first and second black architects licensed in their home state of Tennessee in 1922. Together, they form McKissick and McKissick. We talking about generational wealth here. McKissick and McKissick is the nation's first black-owned architecture firm and the oldest still in operation today. In 1942, they won a multi-million-dollar federal contract to design the Tuskegee Army Airfield. Today, the firm is known for its design and construction management. And I want to showcase, let me have the two women to step forward, the girls to step forward. Actually, you too, Patricia, you can step forward. Today, McKissick and McKissick's is owned by the daughters. The women own the company. So even though it started with their enslaved father, it trickled on down, and now the women are running the business. They have multiple offices in Washington, D.C., amen, and in Tennessee, and they are currently building. I believe they did the Mercedes-Benz Stadium and some other stuff. So they are building, and this is black-owned, black family, black wealth, black greatness. And I want to say this, even though it started off as him being a brick mason, look what it turned into. Do not despise your small beginnings. What you're doing right now can turn into something really great, and you can pass it on to your family. Amen? Jabrion Manigo, am I saying y'all name right? Manigo, is Jalen Smith. At the age of 18, Jalen Smith became one of the youngest mayors ever elected in the United States. In 2022, running as a Democrat Party candidate, Smith won the election to be the mayor of Earl, Arkansas. He won 235 votes, beating his rival candidate. He was sworn into office on January 3rd, 2023. This is new. His victory made him the youngest black mayor in U.S. history. Amen. Okay, next we have Sky Ferry as Mary Jackson. Come on, Mary. In 1958, Mary Jackson became the first African-American female engineer to work at NASA. Her math and science skills earned her a position as a human computer. You might remember her in the movie Hidden Figures. Amen. And she later became NASA's first black female engineer. We smart. We smart, y'all. Along with serving a vital role in the development of the space program, she helped other women and minorities advance in their careers. Amen. C.J. Barrett is James McCoon Smith. He was the first African American to earn a medical degree. Educated at the University of Glasgow in the 1830s, when no American university would admit him. For his groundbreaking achievement alone, Smith warrants greater appreciation. He established a practice in New York. It was the first black-owned pharmacy in the United States. He opened the first pharmacy, black-owned pharmacy. He saw both black and white patients, men and women. Many whites were willing to go to him because of his reputation. So they knew he was good at what he did. So they chose to go to him. He was widely recognized as one of the leading medical doctors in New York. Even white doctors who were racist couldn't help but respect his expertise. Amen. Give him a hand. Jordan Bradley is Kathy Williams. She was an African-American soldier who enlisted in the United States Army under the pseudonym William Kathy. She was the first black woman to enlist and the only documented woman to serve in the United States Army posing as a man in the American Indian Wars. Give her a hand. Amen. Next, we have Madison Johnson. She is representing a native of Burke County, Georgia. Apostle Bradley is a native of Burke County, Georgia. Apostle Bradley gave her life to the Lord December 1977. In 1981, while her family was stationed in Bad Hersfeld, Germany, she started an outreach ministry called Full Gospel Fellowship Church of God. Apostle Bradley officially accepted her call to ministry and had her initial sermon on July 24th, 1983. I'm going to skip on down. The Lord ordained, named, and established the House of Refuge ministry through Apostle Bradley. Amen? She is the first black woman to build a church, amen, in the middle of Hinesville. She is an anointed pastor, an anointed apostle who loves God and loves his people. And before our eyes, through our leader, we are seeing history being made. History being made. So I want you to take a look at our children and everything that we have said on today, everything about our history. They have the potential to be the next first. They can be the next first. So thank you again for being patient with us, and happy, happy Black History Month. Give these young kids a hand. I'm going to ask Apostle to come stand. give them a hand. Amen. Apostle, we were trying to keep that a secret. Amen. I have to say, when I went to Apostle house, to my mama's house yesterday, I was like, I'm trying to steal a hat. I was so glad when she left her house. I was like, I'm finna go in that closet. But we were trying to keep that a surprise.
When I went back home, when I got back there, I saw a hat on the floor. I said, how did this hat fall down from up there? How did it get from up there? And I just put it back. I didn't check to see whether there was some hat missing. So you did good.
Thank you again, everyone.